Thank you for inviting me. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Today's topic is how to solve the suicide according to Buddhism, the point of views. Now, I have mentioned two parts. The second, I mentioned what is suicide. And finally, I mentioned according to the Buddhism's viewpoints mentioned to the suicide. The first, what is suicide? We can understand it simply. Suicide is one of acts that's one a person killed by oneself. And we know suicide has occurred from time immemorial for a long time ago. But nowadays, suicide is quickly increased. According to the survey of the WHO is mean the World Health Organization, in 2014, they surveyed every year about 800,000 persons die all over the world by suicide. Every 40 seconds, one person dies by suicide. Suicide occurs in all regions of the world. There are many causes. One person killed by oneself. Maybe it's because of the broken heart, because of the disease, because of the stroke, or so on. And that is when I introduce general the suicide. And second, now I mentioned according to the Buddhism's point of view. According to the Buddhism point of view, suicide is one of desires. It is strong desire to escape from suffering in life. For example, once when a person he or she died by suicide, it means he or she cannot cope with the suffering in his life or her life. And the Buddha taught that every action start from mind. So that reason, when we do something, we must observe our minds carefully before we do everything. We do something with big or with action. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha taught that mental phenomena are preceded by mind. Mind lies at their leader. So that if one acts or speaks or evil action, maybe it's from suffering, follow him or her like the wheels of the wheel follows the foot of ox. And if one person acts or speaks or builds mind, from happiness follow him or hers like his sorrow or her sorrows not going away. That reason we know mind is very important, right? And the Buddha taught how to observe mind. There are many the teachings of the Buddha we can apply, we can practice. For example, noble truth, noble approach, uh, for foundation of mindfulness, or so on. There are many a lot. Why is because when the suicide occurs, one person cannot control the suffering, and they don't know how to solve suffering, how to get happiness in his life. That reason they want to kill themselves. And if we every day we observe my mind, and we observe our mind, or observe even the not only action, we must observe thought and then speech, and after that action. But when we talk, very easy to talk. So like this, it is very difficult. And besides, families is the role very important with anybody, because nowadays many young people, they kill themselves because they don't know how to get a purpose in their life. They don't know how to do when they have this problem. They just, when they have suffering, they just think, maybe kill themselves. That reason, families and school and society is one approach have to anybody. And Buddhism also. If we are monks and nuns and lay people, we also follow the teachings of the Buddha. But other people, they don't follow the Buddha, don't follow the Dhamma. How to help them? We can help them. For example, in my temple, we take care many the orphans. They don't like the Buddha. They don't like the Dhamma because they don't know who is Buddha, who is Dhamma, what is Dhamma. And every day we must, we should guide them or how to solve some problem when you get. Not only guide the teaching of the Buddha, because some people don't like. That reason, if we want to help other people, we must help ourselves before. If we strong, I know tons of now. So that if we strong, good mind, we help ourselves and then we help other people. Now I come to a conclusion. The Buddha taught that it is very, very difficult for us to be born human. That's the reason we must take care of the body carefully, because thanks to the body, we must live and we follow the Buddha and the teachings of the Buddha. Thank you so much.
Sadhu, 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 Bhikhuni Do Tinh. She just have a wonderful view of point that according to her speaking today, she mentioned that suicide is to kill yourself. And according to her survey, she mentioned that WHO, World Health Organizations, have just a research about how many people are dying. Then in 2014, they have surveys that 800,000 people die every year, which is in 4 seconds, one person took life in this world. So it's very sad for us. And why we do suicide, she mentioned that we desire to escape from sufferings. And then she just said that expecting sufferings doesn't need to be suicide. Just follow the teaching of Buddha, observe your mind. And she mentioned that not only Buddhism, all people need to survive. So mostly focus on love, compassion, and humanities, as her temple is doing. Even non-Buddhist people, her temple is taking care. So in conclusion, she said that love, compassion, and humanities is the most important things to solve the suicide according to the Buddhist point of views. So thank you so much. And now